What's up, beautiful peeps? CB Jesus here. It's such a nice day outside. Well, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter, which is really sad, not cool, but there seems like to me that there has been justice for Helena Hutchins in somewhat of a guilty verdict. This is tough to talk about because this is about safety on set, and that's what it boils down to. She was found not guilty for tampering with evidence. So that's really, really good that she was found not guilty. It's just sad because there's a lot that goes on from the time we get to that set and we do our jobs, and then by the end of the night we wrap and everybody's safe and everybody goes home. With her being found guilty of involuntary manslaughter, now of course, Hannah has every right to appeal this verdict. And she could win, but we don't know what would happen in that case. All we know is this: Alec Baldwin was in charge of Rust. He was not only the fucking man in charge, he was the producer in charge of the project. Okay? He hired Joel Souza as director, an amazing director, an amazing person to only hope to manifest that I will work one day with. Alec Baldwin is in charge. That is why these new charges came back out against him in 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Now, we know for a fact that this gun has been studied through the Hannah Gutierrez-Reed trial. We know for a fact that this gun went off to forensics of the FBI. And they found these gun experts, and some of them were gun experts, but they had an old Western expert, they had a gun expert, and then they had their own forensic expert. And all of them said it was impossible to fire that gun without a trigger being pulled by force. That means that Alec Baldwin pulled that trigger. That's what's coming up in trial in July. We're going to talk about this. We're going to dive deeper in this in the next video. But this is only the beginning. Some people are saying, oh, because Hannah got found guilty, that now Alec Baldwin should get off. What the fuck? You know, I totally disagree. He was in charge of safety on that set. And it is his job to talk to that first AD. Now, what's interesting about all this is this. The first AD took a plea deal because he knew what was coming down the chute. He knew that somebody was guilty of accidentally. It was an accident. Nothing was intended. But still, Alec Baldwin needs to take responsibility and accountability of his actions, because the experts of the old Western guns, the expert of the gun expert of the FBI, and then the forensic expert of the FBI, they all say the gun is impossible to fire without force. Alec Baldwin, you owe us an apology You went on 60 Minutes and you said you didn't pull the trigger. Come on, man. You know, Hannah, I'm sorry that you didn't have your mindset, I guess, in the right direction with what was going on, because you were in charge. And, you know, I don't know how the dummy rounds that became live rounds got on that set, but there was questions before this terrible tragedy happened. 2 weeks before, a stuntman was injured. See, there's facts behind these other facts that are facts. And 2 days before the shooting, or maybe even the morning of, or the morning of the next day before. I know it's confusing, but what I'm saying is 2 days after they wrap, stunt guy gets injured. Camera guys, they walk. One of the camera crews walk off of Rust. This all happened just before Helena Hutchins was killed. And now she's no longer with us. Pray for the family. Pray for the film family. Pray for everybody that was involved in this tragic accident. Because it wasn't intended. None of this was intended. This was all a very accidental tragedy. Now, that leads to safety on set. As I said earlier, safety on set. I'm going to talk about Brandon Lee, but in another video about safety on set. You know, and other things about safety on set. I lost my friend Jonathan in The Walking Dead. You know, that's a whole nother story about safety on set. A man that was rigging something, you know, a crew member out in LA, rigging something, fell off, right, on the Wonder Man set about, I don't know, 3 months ago. It was a terrible tragedy. Safety on set is paramount, and we've got to get better about safety on set. Love you guys, and listen, thanks for the 17,000 views. Peace.